I'm going to tell you a summary of Dancing in the Dark. Dancing in the Dark is a musical drama film directed by Lars von Trier and starring singer Björk. In this film we see David Morse and David Deneuve as the main character as well as Björk. Dancing in the Dark is about a girl named Selma in the 1960s. She's a Czechoslovakian immigrant who is slowly going blind. She works at the factory with her good friend Kathy and she has moved to United States with her son. Selma rents a trailer home on the poverty of town policeman Bill and his wife Linda. Selma and her son live in poverty. She is persistently pursued by Jeff, who also works at the same factory. She goes to drama club after work as she likes dancing very much. She learns how to dance professionally. Dancing is her only passion in her life after her son. Selma keeps a sad secret. Her eyesight is terrible and it's continually going worse and worse, which is the same situation for her son. She works day and night to save her son. If she can't save money to get him operated, he will have to go on suffering that poor eyesight. Therefore, she does her best to earn and save money. One day, her next door neighbor Bill tells Sam a secret that his wife spends more than he earns. He says there is no money left from his inheritance. He has some delayed payments and the bank is going to take his house. He asks Selma for a loan, but she declines. He regrets telling Selma about his secret. To comfort Bill, Selma explains her secret. She hopes they can keep each other's secrets. Trustworthy as he seems, he has some plans. He hides in the corner of the Selma's house, knowing that she can't see him. He sees her putting some money in her money box. After he's being sure of her leaving the house, he decides to steal the money. The next day, Selma breaks her machine at the factory because of her careless mistake. After having broken her machine, she is fired from her job. When she comes home to put her last wage, she realizes that the box is empty. Selma goes to next door to report the theft to Bill and Linda. understands that Bill broke into her house. By the time Linda sees Bill with money, she thinks that Bill has withdrawn some money from the bank, and also Linda says Bill has confessed being together with Selma in her house. Selma must move out immediately. Selma decides to confront him with his mistakes and tries to take the money back. He points a gun at her. Linda discovers that Selma is trying to steal the money from Bill and runs to call the police. Then Bill begs Selma to take his life and adds this will be the only way she will take the money back that he has stolen from her. She shoots at him several times. At the end of the scene, Selma falls into a dream and imagines that Bill's corpse stands up and dances slowly with her, inviting her to run to freedom. She does and takes the money to the hospital to pay for her son's operation before police take it from her. Selma is caught and eventually put on trial. Although she tells the truth about the situation, she refuses to reveal the Bill's secret, saying that she has promised not to. A sympathetic prison guard named Brenda tries to comfort her. The other prison guards show no feelings and are eager to see her execution. Brenda encourages Selma to walk on the way of execution. Selma becomes terrified. Selma sings the final song by herself. Although she is hanging before she dies, a curtain is drawn in front of her body. Then she falls while the missing part of the song shows on the screen.
To fear. I should have known. I was never alone. This isn't the last song. There's no violin. The choir is so quiet and no one takes a spin. This is the next to last song. And that's this isn't the last song. There's no violin. The choir is quiet and no one takes a spin. It's the next to last song, and that song.
Dancing in the Dark is a very interesting film. I think the one thing I want to tell my friends who know nothing about this film is that there are a lot of musical bits in the film. So if you're like me, who's a guy who doesn't like musicals, you should steal this movie because it's absolutely awesome. But in the beginning of this film, you can find Björk as a frustrating poor young girl. By the way, I don't hate her, I just don't listen to her music. I always thought her voice was strange. I think people who watch this movie will absolutely love it. Maybe in the beginning of this film was too boring. I thought in the beginning when they cut to these musical sequences, because I found them too boring, I started to think that it would be better if I choose another film without musical sequences. When I watched the last half hour of this film, I started to realize that all these musical sequences are needed. They are so necessary. I took back everything I said about this film in my head initially because they truly are needed. Because by the end of this film, you hope another musical sequence and you hope this is going to cut to musical sequence because the thing that you're watching is getting affected towards the end. It's extremely sentimental and especially the climax of this film is not hard to guess what's going on, and I think the main straight outside of Onlar's tears directing and his writing is Björk's performance. It surprised me how amazing she is in this film. I mean, I saw this film with little high hopes. I have heard a lot of good comments about it. I don't know, if she was nominated for Oscars, maybe she would be the best female actress. I think she wasn't nominated because of being such a small film, but she really should have been because there are so many scenes in here where I just said like, oh my god.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
And staring at the screen like mouth agape. It's an amazing film and it's a difficult film to watch at the end, but I think one of that should be seen by most people or anybody with an open mind. It's one of the few movies that made me almost cry. There are very few movies that do that to me, and Dancer in the Dark definitely does that. If you don't cry or almost cry at the end of the Dancer in the Dark, you're another human. I totally understand that, it's such an amazing film. I'm so glad at the end of this film I give Dancer in the Dark 5 out of 5. I want to watch many more of Onlar's Studios film because it's just incredible filmmaking.
Abi kapat.
Çirkin! Simge, şimdi sen al, silahı sen al. Ali Bey'e doğrult.
Abi silah çal.
Oradan olmuyor.
girdin oğlum.